Ow!
Welcome to today's episode of
Things we put in our mouth.
So today we're trying these meals from YoloFoods, and we're actually really excited to try them because we've heard a lot of good things about these meals. So we heard that these meals are actually really easy to get ready, and it's as easy as
Wow!
Okay, jokes aside, we didn't actually use unicorn magic to make these meals appear, but they were actually really quick and convenient. It only took 3 minutes in the microwave, and now you have it in front of us.
So for me, right, I know that when I eat something, I'm not just eating it with my mouth. The way the food looks, the way it smells, the way it's arranged even, I think adds to the experience of eating something. So the way I see it right now, a lot of colors. I think that's great because then you know the veggies are there, you got your carbs, you got your protein.
Yeah, so let's try it. Okay, so we're going to do this in a very orderly manner, and we're going to go from right to left, starting with the one that I'm most interested in, which is the Nasi Lemak. Yeah, so you can see that it's actually a very well balanced dish. I think there's like rice, and then there's also quite a good amount of cucumbers. There's also chicken for your protein as well as egg.
Oh, it's actually quite spicy.
Yeah.
It's actually quite spicy. I know there are a lot of spicy lovers out there. I think they will prefer this type.
I definitely think it tastes like a healthier version of Nasi Lemak rather than the typical Nasi Lemak bungkus.
I know that they added coconut to the Basmati rice. Sometimes you eat Nasi Lemak and they put too much santan into the rice. This is not the case. I feel like you can taste the coconut, but it's not like overwhelming the rice. I really like this type of chicken. It's not too like dry. Sometimes healthy chicken can be a bit on the dry side. I don't find this the case.
I really like the chicken as well. The flavor was really good. It's very well seasoned, and I think the kunyit is a very nice like balance to the spiciness of the sambal. So for me, aesthetically, I think it's like maybe 3 stars. It looks like an average nasi lemak, nothing like super eye-catching about it. But the taste, I definitely would give it a 4.5 stars out of 5. Nasi lemak is good, but I enjoy the fact that it's a healthier alternative to nasi lemak. So if you're like, trying to lose weight or just wanting to eat healthier, this is a great way to still have nasi lemak and not sacrifice on it.
For me, aesthetically, I would give it a 4 actually. I think when I saw the meals being brought out just now, somehow it was the nasi lemak that caught my eye. Maybe because normally nasi lemak you see is just all like bungkus all together, but this one when you see it all laid out, you're like, oh, I really want to eat that. Taste-wise, I would give it a 4 as well. Spiciness definitely got kick lah, like what people say. The rice was good, chicken was good, I give it a 4.
This nasi lemak has done karate. That's why it has a kick. Okay. Alright, so next we have the Peri Barramundi fish with, I think this is French beans and cauliflower rice.
Okay.
Mmm.
Very nice.
Because usually cauliflower rice, like in some places, it has this really distinct cauliflower smell that's unappetizing, but this one is actually really nicely seasoned and there's no weird smell as well.
I think there's like bits of corn,
Chili?
other things, yeah.
Yeah.
So that adds to the flavor and not just plain cauliflower rice.
The flavor is very well balanced also. Like it's not too salty, not too spicy, just nice.
And thank you for giving fish without bones.
Oh yeah!
It's a very stressful thing to keep picking up bones. So I really appreciate the fact that they give like boneless fish.
That's true.
Yeah. See, the thing is, we know it's frozen food that you've had to heat up, but the great thing is after heating up, you still feel like eating fresh food. I think that's testament to the quality of the ingredients that YoloFoods bring in.
I think visually it is at least a 4 out of 5. It is a very beautiful plate in front of us, with the cauliflower rice, the French beans, and the fish. Taste-wise, I was already a 4 out of 5. Yeah, it's delicious, and honestly, I can eat this like any day.
Aesthetically, 4.5 out of 5. I just like how neat it is that you can see the carbs, the veggie, and as well as the protein like very neatly spread out. So you know exactly how much you're getting of each portion. Taste-wise, 4 for me as well. Just nice in terms of the spice level. Flavors go well, very harmoniously together.
So for the next one, we're going to try the vegan Peranakan curry with brown rice. For people who eat plant-based, like it's not that convenient to get like a fully plant-based meal. So the fact that they have this option with YoloFoods, I think it's quite great for our plant-based friends. Ooh, the curry actually hides the distinct sweet potato flavor very well. If it is sweet potato, I confirm that it is sweet potato. So I love the way that it's prepared actually, because it doesn't taste like the normal boiled sweet potato that we normally eat when we are like dieting.
And it's very bland, which is
It's
not
very
typically
bland.
very bland.
Yeah.
Yes.
This one, the seasoning actually goes like right to the inside. The sweet potato is soft on the inside and it's actually really delicious.
So I'm a fan of like harder tofu. I don't like the soft type that just breaks apart. It's nice to have different textures as well. If it was just all sweet potato, I think it'd be a bit bland.
Yeah.
But mixing it with the tofu and the sweet potato goes very well.
Yeah. Unlike Jeff, like I believe in justice for all tofus. So all tofu should be loved and appreciated accordingly. But jokes aside, the tofu here is actually really delicious as well. Every bite that we've had so far has been very well flavored and
evenly cooked as well.
Evenly cooked, yeah, that's important. Aesthetically, you can see like the whole dish is basically just like shades of orange, yellow, and brown. So it's very like monotonous in that sense. So I have to be fair and rate it maybe like 1.5, maybe 2 stars at most. But flavor-wise, I would definitely say it's 3.5. You can also see that there's not enough curry here. And if this dish is a vegan Peranakan curry, then it should have more curry lah. Because if once I eat most of this sweet potato and tofu, most of the rice will be left like quite bland, I feel.
I think aesthetically, she mentioned it as well. It's very brown in that sense. So eating with the eyes, you're like, you might go for the other choices actually. Taste-wise, yeah, like she mentioned as well, it would have been nice to have a more like, how do you say, saucy version. To have a bit more sauce. Because I imagine that after eating it, I might be left with like just brown rice itself. Maybe with just a bit more sauce, because the flavor is right already. So I just wish it was had more sauce there to complement the rice. Aesthetics, maybe I would give it a 2, and flavor 3 for me.
Alright, so what's next, Jeffrey?
I believe this is the lamb kofta with couscous.
Excited to try this because of how beautiful the pomegranate looks in this dish.
True. I would say it's the most colorful dish we have amongst the 5. Yeah.
I do think that the couscous itself is quite plain, but with the sauce and the pomegranate, there's a really nice burst of flavor there. So it's quite fresh actually with the mint. I think it's a mint sauce.
I must say, with all the dishes we've tasted so far, very impressed with the way YoloFoods has prepared and packed all of it to make sure that even after heating up, like we're still eating what they intended the flavors to be.
So normally the problem with meatballs is that it's very dry on the inside when you have it, especially if it's like frozen and heated. But this one is very tender on the inside. In spite of it being lamb, it's actually flavorful enough, but there's no overpowering lamb flavor, so it's very appetizing.
Yeah. And having tried like maybe lower quality meatballs before, where they add more like of the fats and like the sinew, the fillers, you can tell this one was probably made by most of its actual lean meat.
Aesthetically, 5 out of 5. It is the most beautiful dish on this table. I think the little pops of like ruby red from the pomegranate is so beautiful in this bit of couscous. And there's also like tomato, there's a cucumber, and then I think the mint yogurt sauce and lamb. Like overall, there's like, it's literally the definition of eating a rainbow lah, in a way. As for taste, I would rate it lower than the Nasi Lemak still. This is still like my number 1 for now. This is 4 stars.
Aesthetically as well, I would give it a 5. I think just like before, I liked it when it's really neatly laid out. So you can see the meatballs at the side, you can see how much couscous you're getting, and then the cucumbers on the top. And the colors as well, like it really pops up. For the flavors, maybe a 4.5 as well. I really like that they made like premium quality lamb meatballs, you know what I mean?
Right, on to our final dish, Jeff. Are you excited? Okay.
This is how I show my
Anyway, we've got the beef bulgogi with sweet potato noodles. I think there's kimchi and carrot here as well. And this looks like spinach. First of all, I can see that it's not as oily as what you normally get. It is actually not oily at all.
It's a very different flavor from the typical japchaes that you eat out. You can tell this one's a cleaner version.
There is a very like distinct like flavor to it. It's a bit on the sour end. I think it could be from the kimchi.
Yeah.
But it's not offensive. It's actually quite nice. Like it's something different because normally when you eat healthy food, it's like a very standard seasonings, right? Italian herbs, salt, pepper. So to have this alternative for a healthy meal, I think it's really interesting.
Yeah. I'm also looking at the piece of beef over here. we are used to having like really like fatty beef with a lot of like what and nice to see like a very healthy portion of lean meat here,
Yeah.
which is what again having a healthy alternative that YoloFoods is trying to create.
The Bulgogi flavor is very nice. I think aesthetically it is about a 3.5. It's also like the vegan Peranakan curry is also mostly brown. Even the kimchi, even though kimchis are normally a bit more red, right? It also looks on the brown side. But taste-wise, it's definitely 4. It is really delicious overall. Even though the feedback that I had about the kimchi was that it's a bit sour, but overall the whole dish is really well balanced, and I really enjoyed the beef and the noodles.
Aesthetically, I would give it a 3. Looking at the colors, comparing, so even the veggies are a bit on the darker side. If you see the other dishes here, it's a lot brighter with the beans and the cucumbers and so on. But having eaten it, I love the beef. I think that's the style of the dish for me. Having the beef there goes very well with the noodles. The kimchi, I would have liked it to be a bit more kimchi-ish, if that makes sense. Maybe this is the healthier version, so they didn't want to put too much preservatives, or I'm not sure how they make the kimchi and all that, but so I give it 4 out of 5. Yeah. Okay, so having tried all, which one would you say is your favorite?
I think would have to be the cauliflower rice with the peri fish, barramundi fish. And the reason is because the sauce on the fish is so interesting and unique. It is spicy enough, but it's not too spicy, so I can actually eat it every day. And I feel like it's very well balanced because I'm being tricked into eating like a lot of vegetables in this dish. Because it's cauliflower rice and green beans. So what about you, Jeff?
I actually like the lamb kofta a lot, and I really love the way they've made the lamb meatball, especially. Yeah, the quality of the meat, the leanness of it goes very well with the couscous, which goes very, very well with the sauce as well. So that's my favorite.
So the cool thing is that even though we have our favorites, right, on the YoloFoods website, you'll find a wide variety of different meals and different combinations of bases, proteins, and vegetables. So any meal that you order from them, I think will never be boring because they have so much variety.
The highlight of having YoloFoods in our market is the convenience factor. To have this ready in the fridge and knowing that I can have my dinner in like 3 minutes is great.
The one thing about YoloFoods is that each meal here, the price point is between 19 ringgit 90 cents to around 29 ringgit 90 cents. So that is quite a big jump, especially if you consider the fact that if you cater all 3 meals a day, that is almost like 100 ringgit. But like what Jeff said, the convenience is really unparalleled, and the fact that you get real food and that is designed by a nutritionist and it's delivered to your doorstep as well. I think that is a convenience that we really appreciate. So other than the YoloMeals that you see in front of us, actually YoloFoods does offer meal plans as well as a build your own meals option. So you can just buy the base or the protein from them, and then you can just combine it with whatever you have in your kitchen to create a meal. So they actually make healthy eating really convenient no matter what format you choose to eat it in.
So for all you guys who have seen us go in depth in the review of these meals and you want to try out on your own, just head over to YoloFoods.my, which is their website, and use the promo code myFITBOX20 for 20% off your first order. So happy eating.
Maybe you awkwardly wave. Okay.
Right.
Thank you for watching.
Bye. Bye.